Hey, this is Sir Charles Carey. I want you to join me on Tuesdays at 7 p.m. for the TRU-MU Podcast, True Music. That's where we talk about all things.
I'm a musician, singer-songwriter, producer, engineer.
All things creative.
Me and my co-host, Carl T. Smith, the smooth one, will be glad to hear you, glad to talk to you, answer your questions, and talk all things music. The TRU-MU Podcast, Tuesdays at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard. Be part of the energy.
I can see that thing that makes men stop, stand still, all in denial, suffer loss of will.
All right, folks, it's about that time to get it in. Welcome to the TRU-MU Podcast, and that stands for True Music. We talk about all things creative and all things music. Myself and my co-host, Carl T. Smith, aka the Smooth One. What's going on, Mr. Smooth?
Hey, trying to hang with you, man. That's about it.
Oh, it's all good. It's all good. Listen, man. So good that we can get together and have this discussion today. Today is a really special episode. I think they're all special, but this one's even more special because it's someone that I've known for a long time, and she brings a lot to the table. So you already know it's a young lady because she brings a lot to the table. And we're going to have a authentic discussion about the creativity, the spirituality, and all the things that makes her who she is. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce my good friend, Brenda McLaughlin. Bren, how you doing?
Good evening. Thank you. Peace and blessings to both of you.
Absolutely. Yes. Absolutely.
Yes.
This is the TRU-MU Podcast, True Music. That's what it stands for. And we talk about all things music and creative. So it's an honor to have you here. And a little birdie told me that this is your first interview, which I found hard to believe.
No, it's the truth.
Me too.
It's the truth. No, you are the first. And I'm glad that you are the first.
Well, we have a long history. And, hopefully this discussion will expose that and allow people to know a little bit more about you. And let's just start from the beginning, because we're talking about music and we're talking about creativity. When did you first catch wind that there was something creative or musical about you, the person?
I believe it actually started in high school.
Really?
In Norman Thomas, when I was in the gospel choir.
Okay.
So we going back 40 something years.
Yeah.
So that kind of inspired me to want to sing. And then my mom told me when I was little that she used to sing as well. So with that in mind and in the choir, I developed this love, for singing. So at any opportunity, I'm in my room and I'm in front of the mirror with my comb as the microphone, and I'm just going back and forth with the old school songs, so that's how that all started.
Well, I remember you and I singing back in the day, different songs. I can't remember which songs, but I know we would do some of the duets.
Yes.
And in the cafeteria, we would
sing.
And in the sixth floor when we got a break. And
you had an afro.
Yeah. So this is the reverse of an afro.
But those were great times. It was great. I had a great time with you singing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I was actually honored that Mr. Reberg asked me to sing on graduation day at Carnegie Hall.
Yes, that was a blessing.
Because I wasn't really part of the choir per se, but I sang outside, and he knew some of my associations outside. So I really felt honored to be able to participate on that level in Carnegie Hall. Yes.
Blessing. Yes.
And the funny,
yes.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say the funny thing about that, many years later, I was across the street from Carnegie Hall at Cammie Hall with Carl T. the Smooth One doing.
Wow,
shows.
Isn't that something? That's
Cammie
great.
Hall.
Yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. Yeah. So after that, I was singing. Let me see. Was it Abyssinian Baptist Church when I joined? That was later in my 20s.
Well. Okay.
Yes. So I started singing in the gospel choir there, and that's over 30 years ago.
Was that under Pastor Butts?
Yes, Pastor Butts
Okay.
was the pastor at the time. Yes, so I started singing with the gospel choir and had a wonderful experience singing with them, and then moved on to the chancel choir, and then there were many choirs in there, so I was in each one of them, building up my my vocal cords, and it was just a great experience. And then at one point I became the co-director of the children's choir
Also at
Abyssinia.
Abyssinia. Okay.
Yes, at Abyssinia. So we had a good run with that, and the kids just enjoyed it. I enjoyed, teaching the children songs. We had our annual choir day, so that was a wonderful experience. And then also when they changed ministers of music, things have changed. So I was no longer in that capacity, but still working with the kids,
Right.
and then it got to a point where I was with the kids for so long. I said, my children are adults and I'm still working with the kids. So I said, well, let me come upstairs and get back to the choir. So that's what I did. And I've been, singing ever since with the choir upstairs. Yes.
Okay. So outside of your mom, and Carl, feel free to jump in, but outside
Yeah.
of your mom, who were some of your musical influences, I guess, during the 60s, 70s, and those eras, the 60s, 70s, 80s, or maybe even currently? Who are some of the people that you would consider influences, or people that you like?
Well, I could tell you off the back, it was Roberta Flack. It was who else it was? Oh, Aretha Franklin, Anita Baker, Shaka
Okay.
Khan. I mean, all of them was the inspiration to me. And I'm in the mirror singing, vibing with them, singing back and forth, what have you. So it's countless names. They all played a part. They all did.
Gotcha.
Yes. Natalie Cole.
Oh, yeah.
Angela Bofield.
Wow. You naming some greats there.
Yes. But Anita Baker was my girl. That was my girl, Anita Baker. So so I as a matter of fact, well, I'm getting ready to do a show, my first show.
Yeah, we're gonna get to that.
Yeah. So I'm excited about that. Yes. So and then my son, not to change over, but my son had a love for singing also. So he started in the nursery, and then I'm teaching him how to sing. And then that went on from the junior choir up to the adult choir. So he can sing. He could blow. He could really blow.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. You got any questions, Carl, or comments?
Do you play an instrument?
No, I don't. I always wanted to play the piano. That's for sure. I always wanted to play. Never had the opportunity to. But it's still never too late, right? It's never
That's
too
right.
late.
No, I gotta send you a link.
Okay, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yes, I can see me playing and singing at the same time. I'm
Wow.
visualizing that. Yes.
Okay.
Some glasses on, turning your head like this.
Oh, no.
No, you know. That is funny. But you know what? I just wanted to share this. My mom, she made a record. The record was like a gray color. It was an old record. And I told my mom, I really wanted to sing. And I think she had some type of bad experience that she never shared with me. But we went to a studio, and it was my mom wasn't feeling good about it. I think even back then, it seemed like they was trying to take advantage. So it never really flourished the way I had wanted it to. And then later on in life, there was a group that sung their song, I Hear Music in the Street.
Yeah.
Okay, there was auditions for the group. So my girlfriend and I, we decided to audition. So we did. And then maybe like a week later, we get a phone call from the producer. Well, lo and behold, he was trying to rap to me.
Okay.
So that turned me off. It really did, And then I called her and told her about it. And the next thing you know, she started dating him. So I said, oh, okay.
Hold it, your singing partner?
Yes. Yeah. So that's, that was his mindset. And that wasn't who I was. I said, I'm not going to do that just to, be in the group. So I didn't do it, So
Gotcha.
Yeah. So that kind of turned me off, from even pursuing that even further, So I just continued singing in the choir or singing with other groups, that sort of thing. So, but I never lost it. I still got the vocal cords, and I continue to strengthen that, and just be a part of other groups, what have you, Yeah.
Did you ever have an opportunity to record, whether it was gospel or otherwise, jazz or anything?
That was with a group with Jeff Bolding. That was our former choir director. This was years ago. We was doing background for one of our vocalists, but not personally in recording anything. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
You ever think about pursuing a recording career?
Honestly, no,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't. Mm-mm.
Somebody said it's never too late. Not too long ago.
No, and you're right. It is never too late. You just never know. You never know. If God, if it's His will,
Yeah.
I would definitely do it. Yes,
The
because
right-
I do enjoy singing. I do. I
The
enjoy
right
singing.
people and the right opportunities,
Yes.
if they are presented. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yes. Yes.
Now, you shared a little bit about a bad experience or not so great experience.
Yes.
What were some of your highlights from music?
Let me see. I guess just the enjoyment of singing and able to reach those high notes.
Okay.
Always got joy in doing so and doing that, because I have a low register, but I'm
Yeah.
practicing. I have a low register. But
Alto?
yes, I'm second alto. I can do second soprano, but I'm more comfortable with second alto.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Yeah. So it's just the enjoyment of just being around like minds that love to sing.
Right. For sure. For sure.
Yes, yes.
Now I know that you told us about some of the women that were, popular or very known,
Yes.
well known from the 60s, 70s, 80s, and maybe even 90s. Were there any groups that you liked coming up? Music groups?
Oh wow. There's so many. Who's that group? Shalimar?
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Take that to the bank.
Take that to, yes. Even the Temptations, all those groups back then, all those groups.
Right.
Oh my God, there's so many of them that I just enjoyed listening to coming up.
Yeah.
Loose ends.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, they were special.
Yes, you had loose ends. It's like Candy.
Oh yeah, cameo.
Cameo.
Yeah.
Yes. Brownstone.
I got to see Cameo once. I remember at the Radio City Music Hall. Great show.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Brownstone. It was The Emotions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Don't ask
all
my
those-
neighbor now. Don't ask my neighbor.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I liked about? Well, I liked the group period, The Emotions, but
Mhm.
I remember during, I guess, the height of their popularity.
Yes.
Nancy Wilson did a version of "Don't Ask My Neighbor" also.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
I don't know if you ever heard it, but it was really well done.
I think I did.
Yeah.
I vaguely remember that. Yes.
I used to see her from time to time in certain movies. I guess during the 70s and 80s.
Okay.
When I guess they say the black exploitations films were
Oh,
out.
yes.
Yeah, she was opposite either Jim Brown or Fred Williamson or whomever.
Mhm.
Yeah. Now, I know that there is so much more to you than music, although primarily we're discussing, your creative background and your music.
Yeah.
Now, I know that you're a practicing martial artist.
Oh, yes. That's something I try to keep under wraps.
Yeah.
I don't really talk about it, but I tell you, that was one of my greatest achievements because I was only going to just learn self-defense, just a couple of moves, and that was it. But that started into, the continuation of training and belt after belt until it was black belt time. And I was like, wow, I said, I made it this far, because the normal women will stop maybe like at yellow belt. They would stop. And I noticed that. And when I was interested in joining, it was all kids that was being taught. So I was talking to the teacher, And he said, you want to learn with the kids? I said, yeah, I want to learn everything. He said, you mean you want to fall? I said, I want to know everything. He said, okay. And every time when it was promotion time, he would always save my story for last, because he said, here's this pretty girl talking about she want to learn martial arts. I'm going to give her 2 weeks and she's going to quit. Well, I proved him wrong at every level. And
Wow.
When he wanted to start the adults, it was just him and I training for a while until we got adults to join. And people, the guys, his friends was like, oh, you're not trying to hit that, because it was just us two. But my mindset was just so focused, and he saw that, and he just gave me the utmost respect. I'll tell anybody. He gave me and he didn't, no shortcuts. I had to work for mine. I really, really did. So I really, respect that. So when it came to the black belt time, I had to fight 10 guys back to back.
Nice.
So he wanted to see how long I can hang with them. He said, so he was testing my endurance. He said, because you may go toe to toe with somebody for a while. So he wanted to see how long, you can hang. So once I threw that guy down here, another one comes. So it was back and forth. And I said, I'm getting tired. They said, you could do it, Sister Brenda. That's how I got the name Sister Brenda in martial arts. So after that 10th person, I was like, wow. So after that, they judged me and everything, and I got my black belt. So that was back in 1991.
What style did you practice?
Oh, back in the day, it was called the African Warrior System of Self-Defense. So we learned hand locks, the long sticks. Back in that time, more like hand and like in close, like in the elevator, close, close quarters, what have you. Yes. And then later on, it turned into what was it? Street self-defense.
Okay.
It was called street self-defense. So then I was able to recruit more women to join, because that was my thing. I didn't want to be the only black belt. I said, I know I could get some sisters in here. And sure enough, there were a couple of black belts that came after me. So then after that, I just moved on to other things, living. And then my sons, they started training. So then I was surprised because my professor was doing a book signing. So he gave me a copy of the book, and I'm looking at the book. I was like, wait a minute, I'm in this book. So he had me in the book with other, martial artists. The ones that were really, doing it for so long. So I really felt honored, that he had me in the book. And so people that was buying the book, I didn't say nothing. So they flipped it through the pages. I said, wait a minute, that's Sister Brenda, in the book. So that was, and then I had an article in the Amsterdam News, because I was the first black belt in the school.
Nice.
And female. So that was a big deal back then.
Brother Carlos, the smooth one, he knows a little bit about martial arts. What you want to ask
yes.
about some things, Carl?
Well, so you was an African warrior system.
Yeah, it was called the African Warrior System of Self-Defense.
Mahalia.
Bathia, that was, yes.
Right.
Yes. Oh, okay, so you know him.
Mostly, well, you look familiar. Most of your training, or all of your training, is under him?
Yes.
Okay, yeah.
And we was right here we started at City College. He started there, and then he moved to 125th Street in the brownstone down in the basement. And then we moved over to the Varick Center, in Harlem as well. So we had moved around quite a bit. But I hung with him, the entire time, because he was a good instructor. He really was. He really was a good instructor, So he's doing movies now. He's working on a new one that's going to be coming out called Blood Mix, I believe. So we're still close. We're still close. He's like a brother to me. He's like a brother.
Great.
Yeah. So that was a wonderful experience. I would do it all over again, and it builds up your self-confidence, your self-esteem, and then once I was training, I had a different mindset while I was in the street, and I would share that information with other people about what to look for. As simple as when you go into a building, where's the exit? God forbid if something was to happen, you're not running around looking crazy. At least okay, if something happened, I can go that way. Because I went into a building, actually it was a lounge, And my girlfriend was sitting in there, and I'm looking. I said, Gwen, do you know where the exit is? And she's looking around. No, I don't see it. So I went to the manager. I said, excuse me. I said, in case of an emergency, where's the exit? She said, oh, it's down those stairs. I said, but there's no sign saying that. I said, who wants to go downstairs? I said, I want to go outside, you know? So I told my girlfriend, you know what, let's leave. I was uncomfortable. I didn't want to stay in there, so I left. So it's just you know, little things. When you come, just before you open your door, turn around and look behind you, because somebody can push you in. I see it many times in the street. I see women, and I will stop them and talk to them about that. I said, before you go in, turn around before you go in, you know, make sure there's nobody around, you know. So it's just simple things like that.
Keeping your head on the swivel. Yeah, no doubt.
No, you have to. You really do. You know, so that's what I continue to do. I just talk to women and even the men too, you know, and just, you know, give them some advice on how to, you know, protect yourself.
Now, the martial arts form that you practice, was it any correlation between that and I think shackle fingers, shackle hands? Was there any relationship to that style?
Well, you had, it was wrist, hand, wrist, you know, we had that sort of thing.
Wrist locks?
Yes, wrist locks, right. We had the boa, the sticks, we was doing training with that. As simple as a pencil, how to work that into pressure points, you know, what have you. Let me see. We did all type bear hugs, how to get out of that, choke holds, you know, that sort of thing. Because at this age, I'm not doing spinning back kicks. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to...
You can do it, sis. You got this. You got this.
You know what I'm saying? And look, I was 9 months pregnant on my way home, and this lady was behind me, but she was very erratic, what have you. So I didn't know who she was talking to. So then come to find out, she was talking to me. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going down the stairs. I said, Lord, please just don't let this lady push me. So I took my pen out my bag because I was trained on how to use it. So I just held it down to my side just in case if she tried something. But lo and behold, the lady just happened to walk into the other direction. I said, well, thank God for that, you know. But thank God that I didn't have to use my skills. You know, there was one time, you know, the club Bentley's.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Donna Hambrick and I was walking down that block, eating some ice cream. This man happened to come up and grab my backside. I went from 0 to 10. I took the ice cream and threw it at him, right? So I said, Donna, let's go. So we're walking. She said, Brenda, here the guy come. I said, okay, and I'm ready for him. So when the guy, he got close, right? So what I did was I had a letter opener. I had it in my bag. I took it out my bag and started chasing him. Look, if you saw me, Charles, you would have said, wait a minute, is that Brenda? I don't believe it. And I was going like this, trying to chase him. And if I had caught up to him, trust me, I'm telling you, that's how people snap. I would have used it. But he darted out in the street, so I missed him. So walking back, Donna said, Brenda, he's coming back. I said, you want some more? You know, so he came up to me and he had some liquid and threw it on me. Oh. And then after that, he took off. So I'm standing there and I'm on my lunch break. I got to go back to work with liquid all over my face. So I get upstairs and look, I need to take a cab home. I was just in a little altercation, what have you. So then I went home, you know, and then after that, and even then, I didn't have to use it, you know, but it's just that I was more like I was ready, you know what I mean?
Right, right.
You know, so, but we had one student, I just want to share this quick. She trained with us just for a couple of months. So over by City Center, she was walking and this man came up with a gun and told her, if you move, you know, I'll shoot you, whatever. So she got scared. She said he told her to walk into this site where it was a construction site. There was nobody there. So he said that he wanted to rob her and then he was going to rape her. So she had on a very long skirt, right? And Mahalio trained us to use this long bar like this size and it's really heavy. So he trained us how to use it. And she had that on her. So he was about to do something to her and she managed to pull up that skirt and kicked him and then took out that keychain and jabbed him in his eye. So then he started shooting all over the place. So he started running. But the police caught him because his eye was messed up. So he was able, but I'm glad that she remembered some things, to save her life, So that's why I try to tell women you need to learn self-defense out here, and it doesn't matter because I had to train against guys of different sizes in weight wise. So because I may come across somebody in the street that may be big, but it's all in the technique. You could take somebody down like maybe 300 pounds, is all in the technique, because that's what I had to train with in school. You're not going to train with the women. You're going to train with the guys. You know what I mean? So
my question, a couple of questions.
Yeah.
When you were going for your black belt, were they all black belts that you were going up against, or was this guys of different sizes? How did that work?
Guys of different sizes, because you didn't have many black belts. Yeah, so it was guys of different sizes. Yeah.
And here goes the crazy question, or you might consider a crazy question.
What?
I know you may or may not be analytical, and you may not be the kind of person that critique other things, but did you see the Bourne Supremacy movies, the Bourne series, Jason Bourne?
I did see some of them.
Did you see any of those CQC, close quarter combat fight scenes? I have. Yes. It's been some time. Did any of that resonate with you? Because I know he used a pencil in a couple of scenes.
Oh, it did.
He was fighting with the books.
Yes. Yeah. Anytime those type of movies come on, I'm watching. I said, I would have did this. That sort of thing. So I'm in it right along with them. Yes.
Okay. What you got, Carl? You got anything, Carl?
So, back to your music.
Yes.
You said that you're performing somewhere really soon.
Oh, yes. I'm going to be performing at this place called Patrick's on the Hill. That's on 141st Street and Amsterdam Avenue. And what happened was, this is how that happened. My girlfriend was singing at the restaurant. And every time she would see me, she said, "Oh, Brenda McLaughlin's going to come up and sing." I said, "Oh, not this time. Because I just came to visit the owner. So the third time when I came, she said, "Oh, Brenda McLaughlin's in the house. She's going to sing." I said, "You know what? Let me go ahead and sing," because she was getting ready to go on a cruise, to sing on the cruise. So I'm singing, went well, what have you. So next thing I look on Facebook, my boyfriend had posted me singing, and he says, "Oh, Brenda is rehearsing for an upcoming show." I said, "What?"
Got you booked already, huh?
Now people's calling the restaurant. I was like, "Oh my God." So we started rehearsing in March, right? And we're going to have a couple of other people join us as well, but I will be the featured singer.
Nice. Okay.
So,
what kind of music? What type of music?
Oh, well, it's going to be R&B. We're going to do we're going to do old school songs. Because that's the crowd that, that's going to come. So I'm going to do Anita Baker, Natalie Cole, Bobby Caldwell, What You Won't Do for Love.
Nice.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Is this with a band or with tracks?
We have the piano player. He's going to put down some tracks for me. He's going to put some tracks down for me. And also we're probably going to mix in some piano as well. So this guy is really good. So we're getting that together, and I'm going to be doing a track, a duet, If This World Was Mine, with one of the other singers. Yeah.
The Kendrick Lamar version?
No. You funny. You know the version.
No doubt. Yeah.
So I'm excited. I'm looking forward. Everybody, it's sold out quick. I mean,
I'm gonna say, I heard it was sold out.
It sold out faster than I expected. So I'm happy about that. I am.
Well, if you have an opportunity to do another show, which I'm sure you will.
Oh, we are. Yes.
You need somebody to open up for you. Think of your boy. This is what we do.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Look, I would love to bring it home.
That's right. Yeah. So we got a couple of more weeks. So we got rehearsal on Tuesday, and then another, so it's coming together.
There you go. Wow.
Yeah. So my son is singing too. He's going to be the MC.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. So he's going to do a monologue and he's going to sing. Yeah.
So what's the actual address for those who, I don't know. I know you said sold out, but may get a command performance. They may need and add on another day. I don't know. What's the location, the actual location?
Oh, 1 second. the ticket. I'll have it off the top of my head. Give me 1 second there.
And what's the date?
Thursday, April the 24th.
Okay.
Thursday, April the 24th.
April. He threw
Yes.
me off. It was like
Yes, a couple more
24th.
weeks.
Oh no. Mhm.
The address is so daggone small here. No, it's on Amsterdam. It's on Amsterdam Avenue, right on the corner of 141st Street.
Okay.
Yeah, like down the block from City College.
Right. No doubt. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
So we definitely are going to do another show at another time. You know, this is
Okay.
our first one, you know, so we're filling it out. You know, we see that we sold out quick, you know, but everybody want to come see Brenda sing because mainly they see me in the choir singing, you know, so now they're going to get to see me in more of an intimate space.
There you go. Nice.
Yeah.
Well, much success to you on this upcoming event, and definitely much success for future events as well.
Yes. So I'm ready. Got my outfits ready. I'm ready.
Look, she said outfits. She doesn't say outfits.
Oh, I knew I was
Diva
doing
action,
a wardrobe
okay.
change. No, I knew I was doing a wardrobe change.
Look, when I saw that you were doing a show, I was like, she's still singing. That's what's up. I was like
Yeah.
really excited for you, you know?
Yes. Thank you. No, I can't
That's
give
great.
that up. Yeah, that's God's gift. So
Yes.
I'm giving it back.
Yes. Can't keep it if you don't give it away. So, you know, and that doesn't mean it's free. It means you just
Right.
giving it to the universe, sharing the gift that has
Exactly.
been given to you. Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. And then sometimes I'm singing in Long Island. Our former choir director, he's the minister of music at this church in Long Island. So there's a group of us that rotates to sing out there. So
Okay.
yeah. So that's good too. Mhm.
Well, that's fantastic. You know, I thought it was really good to, you know, have you on the show so that, you know, you can talk a little bit about, you know, where you come from, what you do, and who is Brenda McLaughlin, and just share, you know, your story to to whatever extent you felt you wanted to share it. So that's fantastic.
I appreciate that. I really, really do, you know, and well, I'll just be openly honest. You know, I've been married twice. My first marriage, I don't have any children. My second one, I have my two sons, Khalil and Ahmad. Khalil is 31. Ahmad is 27.
Gotcha.
Both of them college
my
graduates. One from Morehouse, the oldest one, and Ahmad from Columbia in Chicago.
What'd you say, Carl?
I said, only
Ahmad
my
went to.
age.
Oh, he said they're his age.
Oh yeah. Oh, you funny. Okay. Yeah. So the second marriage ended in, and like I said, I could just be honest, in domestic violence. That ended when they were young, 8 and 4.
Right. Understood.
Life during that time was a crystal stair, you know, and I just thank God that I am where I am today.
Right.
Because of my village, you know, my family, my church, you know, and the boys, they're in a healthy space. You know, I made sure to that. And when you become a single parent, you have to incorporate positive role models, whether it be a woman or a man.
Right.
You know? And I'm so glad that I had the mindset to do that. We have this program under the umbrella of Abyssinian called the Blue Nile Rites of Passage program, which is a 9-month program that's every Saturday for 9 months. And let me tell you, it was tooth and nail fighting for my oldest son to go. He said, well, you know, on Saturdays we watch the cartoons, you know. I said, well, we're going to give that a break, you know, and this is what I need you to do. You know, a lot of times the parents say, oh, well, he doesn't or she doesn't want to do that. I was like, well, who's the parent here? You know, we know what's best for them, you know. So it took a few Saturdays, and then my son got used to going, and then I had to tell him anymore. And then at the end of the program, he said he wants to give back.
Nice.
You see, you know, so and then with that program, we have a special ceremony where they pair up the children with the mentor.
Okay.
And it's supposed to be a lifelong experience. And I have to say, till this day, their mentors, they're like family to us. We all stay connected.
There's a program similar to that in the DC marketplace. I believe it's Union Temple.
Okay.
I forget the pastor's name, but he retired and his daughter has taken over. But this rites of passage type program. It's a very similar program. It sounds very similar. And I commend any community group, be it a church, place of worship,
Yes.
whatever it may be, that has anything that resembles things that we were exposed to when we were young, because I think that even though they may not want it, may not
Yes.
need it, may not like it,
Right.
it's only going to build their foundation much better, and they'll only know if they're participating in it.
Exactly. So I mean, they learn, it's like 7 principles that they learn. They have to know this creed, lift every voice and sing, and they have to know it verbatim. You can't even skip a word or you will not pass. That's how serious it is. They said, if you can learn the rap songs, what have you, you can learn this.
Exactly.
You know, and they treat them with love. When they show up, they give them a hug. They tell them that they love them. They receive the kufi and the daishiki, and the women the same, you know, and every Saturday they have to come with that, and they're responsible to wash it, iron it, and have it clean when they come.
Okay.
They couldn't show up with their pants hanging down, whatever. They would not allow it.
Good.
You know, so it was a discipline component to that. And then also I did teach, there was a session where I did teach self-defense to the girls. And then the guys, they had another guy that taught the guys.
Okay.
So we, you know, then we took them on a trip to the Great Black Wax Museum in Baltimore. Yes, Baltimore. That is a life-changing experience. And
is it Ron Brown Museum? They put it after his name?
Oh, that Ron Brown was there as well. No,
okay.
It was, Frank Lewis. It was Reginald Lewis.
Oh,
there was a museum out there.
Yes.
Right,
okay.
right. So we visited both places, and we went to the Great Black Wax last. And let me tell you, those children cried when we got on that bus. They could not believe what they were witnessing, because they had the replica of a slave ship. I mean, they had the slave. I'm telling you, it was just something to see. It really was. And they had the actual chains. And the director had asked all the students to get into a line. And what he did was he stopped at each child and had them hold the chains. And that I was inquisitive. I said, well, I want to do it too. So I stood on line. When they got to me, here's my hand. The longer I held on to those chains, the heavier they got. I was bawling. They had to come and peel them out of my hand, because I felt the ancestors was right there with me. Ooh, that was an experience I will never forget. Never forget.
I was going to ask you, have you gone to the African American Museum in Washington?
I have not gotten there yet.
I'm assuming. I can't say for sure, because I didn't have the experience you did, but
yes,
I've gone there twice. Actually, once with the classmate Billy.
Yes.
And I've gone, Billy Taylor, and I went there once alone, and the degradation, the spiritual connection was so real, you know.
Yes.
It sounds very similar to what you experienced. That I wanted to be in that space, because I realized what I did not go through. Even though I went through enough, I realized what I did not experience, and what our forefathers, our ancestors, and the pioneers have experienced, and how grateful we should be, knowing what they've done on our behalf.
Yes.
And what we have not even done an inkling in comparison to their experience. We haven't really. I can't say everyone may not feel that way, but I felt it, because I know that I'm a spiritual person. I'm more spiritual than religious. Yes. And I know that it impacted me, and I wanted to feel it, because I don't know if I would have been able to withstand it if it was happening in real time.
There's I'm telling you, there's no way. When we bought that bus to go home, the director asked the children if they would, talk about their experience. Half of them was crying. One boy said, I will never disrespect my mother again.
That was good.
From what they saw. Yes, it was that deep. So I said, this is a trip that all these kids need to see. They actually need to see this. I mean, to go into that slave ship, oh my God, I'm telling you, I was getting chills in there. They were showing, they had replica of slaves like locked up. I'm telling you, it was something. It was really something.
Wow.
It was really something.
Well, I didn't know that. Go ahead, Carl, you got something?
Oh, no, I was listening. No.
No, I mean, I think this conversation, I didn't know it was some of these things would be shared, but I think it's so powerful that the three of us are here with the common links, Carl, and you with
Yes.
martial arts, and then all three of us with music. And
Mhm.
I guess the age range, we're in a certain range. Well, Carl's, he's a little young, but we're all in a certain
Right, get it right.
right.
we're all in
21.
we're all in a certain range that
Yes.
it's a blessing to still be here. And the things that we've seen, pre-internet, now AI is here, and
Yes.
I mean, it's just like mind-blowing. And I know on behalf of our school peers, Norman Thomas, Central Commercial, and Norman
Yes.
Thomas, I thank you on behalf of our school peers for keeping us together, keeping us connected, keeping us in touch with one another. Births, deaths, graduations, promotions, children, grandchildren. You have been responsible, majorly responsible, for allowing our graduating class as well as alumni
Yes.
to maintain a certain connection that probably would not have been as intense or extensive, but because of you, you've allowed that to be a very real thing for us. And again, we all thank you online, but it's great when I can say it face to face,
I
and let you
appreciate
know
that.
how
Yes.
much you really mean to us, and grateful for you being
Yes.
the woman that you are, in addition to your creative talents and your experiences, because the things you've gone through, I should say,
Mhm.
have helped you become the person, the woman that you
Yes.
are.
Yes,
know,
it has.
and,
Yes, it has. And you know what, Charles? When I look at it, who would have thought after we got out of high school that I would be doing this? But then I thought about it. God gave me that assignment. He gave me that assignment because he knew I could handle it.
Yeah.
Because I asked, certain people do think, oh no, you do it, Brenda, you do it. I don't want to, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay, not a problem. Even when we go to funerals, I say, well, is anybody going to get up? No, you do it. You know what I mean? So I accept the assignment, and I honestly, I don't mind doing it. If that's what it takes to keep us all together, then I'm going to continue to do so.
Yeah.
And I was just thinking also what I would like to do is have a Zoom call, since we're all turning 65 this year, if we could just all just get on and just love on each other,
Right.
just for a couple of hours. So that's what
Yeah.
I'm going to set that up soon, because I definitely like to do that, because we're losing our classmates.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, that's so true. I think that's a fantastic idea. I'm all in. So
Yeah, we got honor those, that went from labor to reward. I want to do that segment as well. So I'm going to get that together, and I'm going to need your help too, Charles. Now that I think about it.
okay. Look, I didn't talk myself into something,
Yes,
but it's
you
okay. It's all good. It's all good.
Finally.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Well, again, much success on your upcoming performance. I know I've got a performance, I think the next day.
In the Bronx, right? In the Bronx?
Well, no, that's in May. In April
in May.
25th,
Okay.
I'll be here performing in La Plata, Maryland, at a place called Cow Thai. It's a Thai restaurant.
That's in DC?
It's in Maryland, right?
Maryland.
Close
Oh,
by.
well, give it to me so I can send it out, because we have
Okay.
some folks, that want to go.
Absolutely.
Go.
And
Yeah.
so look, we're both still on our creative journey, still doing things and writing songs. I got probably another album coming out. I'm working on that now. So that means more music videos, more songs.
Yes.
Blah, blah, blah.
Also too, I'm doing a little writing myself.
Really?
I think once I alleviated that situation, it was like more of my creativity came out. So I've been doing little spoken word pieces here and there. So I'm kind of keeping them all together. You never know, it may come out into a book one of these days.
Well,
so
yeah, if you need help with that, let me know. I've written several books, so that's
right, exactly.
Whatever I can do to try to help. And I would love to hear you do something original, some original music too. That would be great, because Carl is a producer as well. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
All
Yeah,
right.
man.
Well,
Anything? What else you got, Carl? Anything else?
So your performance, did you say the date of your performance of your diva performance?
Yes, it's
outfits and
Thursday.
everything?
You got to be over 21.
Right.
Oh,
Right.
I just made it.
Yes, it's Thursday, April the 24th.
Yeah, you did say that, right?
Yes, Thursday, April the 24th. Yeah. So
Are you ready for it?
I'm ready. I'm
Great.
ready. I am ready. I'm not even singing. I think I have the choir singing the week of, so I'm gonna let the choir director know I want to go on voice rest, and just be ready, for Thursday.
Absolutely.
That's what I like to do. Yeah. So, yeah. Well, you know what, Charles? Again, you are my brother. I appreciate you, and I'm just grateful for our friendship all these years. I really am.
Absolutely.
Yes.
You guys hang tight for the meeting after the meeting, and we're going to close out like I always say, folks. No matter what it is, it's never too late. But be part of the energy.
Yeah. You're sexy, so good to me.